Welcome to the Today's Leader podcast, the podcast for the leaders and entrepreneurs of today.
Way to go, guys. Way to go. Keep it going. Good job, guys. All right, Paul, I see you. All right, Tom, let's finish. Show us. Coach Paul.
Hey there, it's Coach Cole here, and welcome to Monday Mentoring on the Today's Leader podcast, the podcast for the leaders and the entrepreneurs of today. Today I'm speaking about attitude, and attitude is the key, and attitude is a choice. Now think of someone you greatly admire, and if you take a moment to reflect on what it is that you admire about them, the chances are attitude will be on that list. We tend to admire others that have a great attitude. We tend to be inspired by others that have a great attitude. We tend to be influenced by others that have a great attitude. They tend to have energy, they're positive focused, and they're looking for opportunities and outcomes. Attitude. Attitude is a choice, and it's a choice that we can make daily. Now, it's often said that life is 10% of what happens to us and 90% of how we react to it. So how do we define attitude? Or how do you define attitude? Some research that was conducted by Robert Half International asking for the single most reason for a variety of companies for terminating an employee. Now, the research showed this. 30% of people were fired or terminated through incompetence. 17% was terminated for their inability to get along with other workers, 12% for dishonesty or lying, 10% negative attitude, lack of motivation, 7%, failure to follow instructions, 7%, and all other reasons were 8%. So when you think about that, 5 of the single greatest reasons for terminating employment of someone is attitude related. Attitude related. Incompetence, inability to get along with others, dishonesty or lying, negative attitude, lack of motivation, failure to follow instructions. So think about that. 5 of those for terminating employment is attitude related. So what we know about attitude and what you should know as a leader about attitude. Our attitude is our most important asset. One of the things that we know is that you find it hard to win with a bad attitude. In fact, you may know many people who are incredibly talented but can't win because they don't have a good attitude. One of the other things that I really want you to take on board is that you are responsible for your attitude. And finally, from a leadership perspective, the leader's attitude determines the attitude of your team. Think about that. Attitude is the most important asset. You'll find it hard to win with a bad attitude. We are responsible for our own attitude, and your attitude will determine the attitude of your team. Monday Mentoring, reflect and think about attitude. And what can you do to choose to have a better, more positive, more future, forward-focused, energetic attitude that you want your team to catch. Hey, it's Coach Curl here. Thanks for tuning in to Monday Mentoring. I shall see you all again next week. Bye for now.